We're giving you 4 tips on being a proven leader from Peyton Manning. We got Carla number 2 listening to the Tiger Belly podcast, and 3 fortune cookie questions courtesy of Luis holding the camera. You're watching Unbillable. Taking a deep dive into the technicalities of a vlog. They didn't teach me this in law school. I didn't take how to vlog in law school. I skipped that elective, so we're on the fly here. Well, it's definitely not a required course. It's clearly not required. It would have to be an elective. If there is, there are electives in law school, believe it or not. I took civil procedure 2. That's how you know I'm the devil.
Dude.
Yeah,
you
for
took
real.
That as an elective?
As an elective, and I almost failed it. I took it as elective because I did good in civil procedure number 1, and I wanted to litigate cases. I knew I wanted to be a courtroom litigator, so I figured, hey, I did good in procedure 1, let's take procedure 2. I did pass the class, I'm happy to report, but civil procedure 2 was not my best score. My best score in law school was corporations. And my second highest score, if my memory's right, I don't know, there could be a couple that were close, but I'm pretty sure property was second. So it's interesting because I do business and real estate law, and corporations and property were like my 2 highest grades, but I had no plans back then on doing business and real estate.
What did you want to do?
Originally went to law school. I wanted to be a sports agent, but I learned very quickly when I got exposed to like an actual sports agent that, as I have phrased it, 4 agents eat steak every night and 400 eat McDonald's in an airport, and I just thought I didn't like those odds very much. And then I don't know. I think being a sports agent was a little bit of a pie in the sky dream because I like sports and I'm not big enough to play them. So it was like, how can you be close to sports? I didn't really have a passion to be an agent. Look at that. Look at that natural transition, Luis. It's unbelievable sometimes. We have 3 questions that we're going to go over, and we have 4 keys to being, a top leader? I think that's what it was. Like, I came across this article about an interview with Peyton Manning. If you're a football fan, you already know who that is. If you are not a football fan, Peyton Manning is a top 25 quarterback of NFL all time. See, now I've already started it because I went with 25. I would say most think he's in, let's say, the top 10. I'm gonna say 10. Some might get crazy and say top 5, top 3, but they don't know what they're talking about. Top 10 is plenty good in my opinion. Top 10 quarterback of all time. Anyways. He gave his 4 keys to being a top leader, and I think we should go over those 4 top keys now. All right, number 1 was ability. Like, number 1, you have to have some ability, some talent. I kind of think about it like, why don't I write a blog instead of filming a vlog? And the answer is, I think I'm a better speaker than I am a better writer. Like, I believe my speaking skills are superior to my writing skills. So for that reason, I choose this medium as opposed to like writing a blog. So I think first and foremost, you have to recognize your own skill, your own ability, and then hone in on what that ability is. Now that's what my take is on it. I think what Peyton Manning was saying in that is, if you're not 6 feet tall, don't try to be a basketball player, right? If you're not 6 feet tall, don't try to be a quarterback. You have to recognize that there are some limitations and some skills that are required in order to be great at any one profession, industry, business. So that was his first one, and there's my take on his first one too, kind of blended in there. His second one was hard work. Now, I'm a serious believer in hard work. I would put hard work as number 1. I think hard work can make up for ability in certain places, obviously not physical characteristics, but hard work can make up for a lot of things you're otherwise lacking. Like preparation, in my opinion, is one of the major keys to success. Major key, DJ Khaled style. But the point being, watch it, Carla, the point being that you have to work hard. Like ability in and of itself, talent by itself will do nothing. You have to put in the work. So talent might get you a shorter route to success, but there's still going to be a route, and that route is going to require hard work. So hard work, I definitely agree, is a key to being a proven leader, as Peyton Manning was putting it in the article that I read. His third one was passion. You got to be passionate about what you do. I'm sure an Unbilly out there is watching. You've heard me say you definitely have to be passionate about what you do. Passion is the gas that is going to fuel the hard work. So, in order to put in the work necessary to be successful, you probably have to care about what you're doing. and caring about what you're doing, that's the passion. That's the passion that we're talking about. So you have to be passionate about what you're doing. I don't want to say you have to be, but you really have a better chance at being great if you're passionate about it, because then your work won't feel like work. There's that famous saying that do something you care about and you'll never work a day in your life. That's where it's getting at. If you're passionate about it, it won't feel like work. You'll be able to put in the long hours that it takes to succeed with, without having to feel the pressure or, oh man, I have to go to work again. Like, you feel good about it. Like, you feel great about achieving success. And then his last thing was accountability. And I mean, frankly, probably not my area of expertise. I tend to kind of go, do, and then keep going, keep doing, and then at the very end, or after a long period of time, look back at the general arc of success. I don't really look at individual tasks and have accountability for them. And what Peyton Manning was saying was, there's no issue too small, there's no detail too little that you shouldn't be accountable for. Definitely something I can learn from, probably something some of you out there can learn from as well. Peyton Manning has achieved, I was saying top 10, kind of getting into the mental level, went to top 8. I'm sure some people want to go top 5. Look, there's a lot of quarterbacks that have played in the NFL. And I don't want to say a lot, like you can't fill the Staples Center or whatever with quarterbacks. There haven't been hundreds of thousands of quarterbacks. So that just shows what an exclusive club it is just to get into it. And he got into it and then excelled to the top of it. So I don't want to knock Peyton Manning as much as I just want to say I still prefer Joe Montana. All right, put it in the comments below. You got something to say? Bring it. I want to hear it. Let's go. It's going to work? Yeah. All right, well, you'll see this week. You'll watch Unbillable Wednesday. New posts Wednesday. We're really working hard to make them go on Wednesday. Right, Louise? All right. Did you get all that repeated 5 times? All right, you ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, I'm holding in my hand basically the post-it version of a fortune cookie with Luis's 3 questions. He brought me 3 questions to answer on this vlog, and the first question says here, how do I find the best lawyer for my situation? I don't know. I don't get a lawyer. I'm a lawyer myself. I don't have to go get a lawyer. I don't know how to find a lawyer. All right, I'm kidding. To me, the number one way to find a lawyer and how I try to find referrals for my clients is word of mouth. You ask someone else who's worked with the person, hey, do you know anybody that does real estate law? Do you know anybody that does business law? Do you know anybody that can help me with my corporation? Whatever it might be. That's what you do. So if you yourself are a real estate broker, you probably have a friend who's also a real estate broker, a colleague maybe. I would try to talk to a colleague, someone in my line of work, and ask them. Let's say I don't know anybody. I just moved to this town. I don't know anyone. I have nobody to turn to ask. Where would I go? I go to the same place I go for all of my questions. I go to Google. I mean, me personally, I'm a little bit on the internet savvy side of things. I mean, let's not get too crazy. I don't have a TikTok. But I'm just trying to say, like, I'm leaning towards the internet when it comes to really researching things. I guess if you are like a dinosaur, you might want to break out a phone book. But to me, that would probably be like my last resort, because the phone book gives you nothing but literal advertisements. There's nothing that anybody has said or posted showing whether this person's reputable, good, bad, a charlatan, a thief, or any of the above. I have had former clients who have come to me after hiring an attorney, paying an attorney $5,000 retainer, and then having that attorney disappear with their money, only for them to turn to the internet, go to online reviews, and find a bunch of other people who wrote the same thing. So I kind of like anything that's a little bit more interactive when it describes the lawyers. There's also websites. I mean, if I want to go ahead and give them out to you, I started with Google. There's also avvo.com, avvo.com. That's a pretty reputable source. There's a couple more out there, but I don't think I want to get into naming them individually. I guess I threw a bone to 1 or 2 companies, but what have you. All right. Question number 2. How do you confirm that your attorney is licensed? All right. Well, number 1, the typical way is to check with the licensing agency. So for lawyers, that would be with the state bar. If you're in California, it's the State Bar of California, CalBar, CalBar. You can find that by Googling it. And then you can type the person's name in and it'll pull up their license number. I will say there's probably, I'd like to think there's not that many people pretending to be lawyers out there. It is a crime to practice law without a license. So generally speaking, hopefully they're not people with like actual set up shops like this one, like a law firm, where you come in and have a receptionist when the person's not a licensed attorney. Now, of course, that is potentially out there, so you just want to make sure they're licensed. Every pleading that gets filed with the court has a state bar number on it. You can take that number, type it into the state bar website, make sure the names match. That would be what I would do. It's a matter of asking the person for their bar number. Every licensed attorney has a number, a bar number, like a driver's license number. We have a bar bar number, and you can take that number, type it into the State Bar website, and get out any information. If somebody has any problems, ethical or problems, dings, demerits on their State Bar license, it would be listed with the State Bar, so you can actually take their number and type it in and find out, you know, their address, contact information, and of course any background with regard to their license. And the third and final fortune cookie question: what do you do if you can't afford an attorney? All right, so this is an interesting question. If it's a criminal case, if you've been charged with a crime, the police come, handcuff you, arrest you, you've been charged with a crime, you're being prosecuted potentially for a fine or imprisonment. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed by the court for you. So like if you know your Miranda rights, right? If you do not have the money for an attorney, the court will appoint one. That is for criminal proceedings only. When it comes to civil matters, business, real estate disputes, family law matters, you are not entitled, you don't have a legal right to counsel. So if you cannot afford an attorney, you can be your own lawyer. There are a lot of resources where you can get help. There are paralegals that offer kind of services to assist you if you prosecute your own action. And there are also some attorneys who do legal matters pro bono, meaning they do them for free. Now, generally speaking, it's kind of hard to find a solo practitioner or a small law firm who's actively helping private parties in pro bonos. Usually a law firm like my own, we would team up with an existing nonprofit and provide services to that nonprofit. That way the nonprofit sort of vets the viability or the reputability of the potential client. But, I mean, if you can't afford an attorney, there are libraries out there. I mean, the only difference between me and you is taking the time to sit there and do the work through law school. So if you have a legal claim, there are tons of resources out there. I would not, now this is where I want to stop and say, question number 1 on finding lawyers, I said Google's not a bad spot to look, right? But when it comes to question number 3, can you get everything you need to like prosecute a claim through Google? You might be able to. I don't think I know the answer to that question, but you definitely will get a bunch of jargon and garbage that probably won't help either. So it's like buyer beware when it comes to Google. The information's free. It might only be worth what you're paying for it. So with that, we answered your 3 fortune cookie questions, as I've been calling them. I don't know. It kind of reminded me of a fortune cookie. That's why I went with that. Like, you opened it up. Fortune cookie questions. Hopefully you got something about how to find a lawyer, how to confirm their license, and what to do if you can't afford an attorney. Again, I can't afford an attorney. A huge part of it is what type of law is being involved in that situation. Hopefully we answered those 3 questions for you. All right, so we gave you the 4 keys from Peyton Manning on being a top performer, and we answered 3 fortune cookie questions from Luis. Hopefully you got something out of both of those things. Look, let's be honest. If you're still watching right now, you're definitely an Unbilly. Hit the like button if you like this video. Put a comment below. Look, I got some t-shirts free, hooked up all of my client, Kid Dangerous, and I want to hook you up. So put a comment below. Let me know you want a shirt, and we'll send you one free of charge. And of course, subscribe. We're making a push for subscribers, so subscribe. Let your friends know about our channel. If you got anything out of this, it would mean a lot to us if you just let other people know. And with that, you'll see us. We'll see you where? Right here on the next episode of Unbillable.